I wanted to thank you guys for all the beautiful messages I've seen on the video on getting negative comments in different places, and you guys really sent the kindest comments that I'm going to get back to you on. I'm going to be responding because when I see messages like that, it's another reminder to keep going and to keep, you know, growing this beautiful community and hopefully improving the content. I'll tell you guys in this video an idea that I had for, one of my dreams for 2026 is learning how to do better long form content, because it's something that takes a lot of work, but that I would love to do, that I don't think I'm good at today, that I would want to improve. But I really want to thank you guys, because those beautiful, lovely messages, you don't know how much it means and how much it's a reminder for me to see kind of the power that this community and us coming together can be. And I want to share a story with you guys that really inspired me, that I think you'll find quite beautiful, which is one of the first ever internships that I had was when I was 17. I got this internship at NYCFC. So for those of you that don't know, it's a club in the MLS. And I was working within the community development program. So that's everything to do with the community, helping the community around the football club. And shout out to Paul Jeffries, because he's the one he's the one that was leading that program there. And one of the things that I got to see that they worked on was this thing called Saturday Night Lights, SNL. And it's this incredible, there's some people passing by, because today's a really beautiful day, so there's a lot more people at the park today. But anyways, so SNL, and it's this program basically that's on the weekend, so Saturday night, for example, where in neighborhoods in New York City, for example in Harlem, where kids and teens can get into, I think the age is between 11 to 18, so really mainly teenagers can get into trouble, going out, being on the streets, whatever it may be, in communities that kind of have, that need more support, let's just put it that way. And they created this program basically where there's pitches where kids can come and play, and not just play, but get mentorship from the coaches and get help with their homework. And this is also a place where people share their grades that they got in school, so that they come in this safe space where everybody comes around to play football because that's the passion, but it goes beyond that. And it helps them, for example, with tutoring with school, and it really gives a shout out to the kids that have done really well in school. And one of the things that they did was they had this box, I guess you could say, where they would put marbles, and in this, once the marbles filled up in this box, someone would get drawn in a hat to basically, I think it was different prizes, but one of the prizes was like go to an NYCFC games, things like that, where basically if you got good grades, you kind of helped the group, and it was all about teamwork and looking out for one another. And it was just one of those programs that, like, I remember I was 17 and I was like, wow, like, football can be so much more than just kind of what we see on TV and the business of it, and how, massive these football clubs are, and how, how much we support our teams and all these things. Like, I got to see kind of the way it with the way it can bring together communities and have like a positive impact. When I got to see that, and how passionate this Paul Jeffries was, that I was working with, was just so powerful. And I was like, whoa, it can be so much more than what you think it is. Because initially I was like, I just want to work within a club and see how that goes and stuff. It could be so much more than that, and anyways, I just want to share that story, because for me, I mean, things have just happened the way that they have on YouTube. But I think one of the things I always want to remind myself is, like, football itself is what brings us together, and it's such a simple game that so many of us are passionate about. But I think it's, like, for me, what moves me the most, how about that, is when I get to see the impact that it can have. And one of the things I've always wanted this community to be is, and I know there's so much more I could do within that. Like, in the future, it would be a dream for us to have, like, maybe get-togethers in real life and things like that if the channel grows. But just to see how, again, you can come together around a certain subject, and it can become so much more than that. For me, when I saw that example at 17, I was like, wow, this is what I want to do with my life. You know what I mean? I don't know through what form, and I'm still not exactly sure through what form, but you know, I do see that it's possible for us to come together around something and then feel positive and uplifting, and that's to me what moves me the most and makes me feel the most in the way where like this is what it's for, because ultimately there's so many things that are more important in life than football. But at the same time, you know, when I look at, for example, Jurgen Klopp's time at Liverpool, it was so much more than football. Like the way, you know, when Jurgen announced that he was stepping away, the emotions I felt, and I know millions of Liverpool fans around the world, the reason we felt emotion so much more beyond like the coach who was world class and would get us, you know, won us the whole lot, is the human being, in terms of like what he made us feel and how he made us come together and how inspired he made us feel after losses, for example, to say, no, we're going to keep going. Like I love hearing the stories of him, how he reacted after, for example, we lost a Europa League final, or, you know, just stories like that. And I think the reason he meant so much to so many of us is because it wasn't just about the football, it was what we felt and the lessons that we took away from the team and what they represented. And in those moments, I'm like, wow, that's the power. You know what I mean? That's what it can do through such a simple game. You know what I mean? Where of course we want to see our team win, but this is beyond that. There is a lot beyond that. You know what I mean? And yeah. I also wanted to tell you guys about so I was telling you that about the long form videos, something that I would really, really love to do, because I noticed that the current videos that I do is just me on my own, and something I don't know how to do at all is editing. I really, really want to try to do longer form videos that are kind of like in a subject, so kind of documentary style, that goes more in depth about something and that there's higher production around. So it's not just me kind of spontaneously speaking, like I did, for example, with the Jérémy Jacquet video, but something a bit more in depth where I really do research and there's something unique. And I just want to see if that will work, because I just want to see, you know, what's possible, and kind of more documentary style is something I would really, really love to do. But like I said, it takes more time to do, but I really want to kind of test to see if there's a difference in the reach that it gets, you know what I mean? Because that is important, you know, as much as I say like the why of this channel and that's the most important thing, you know, what it's all for. But you know, the reason why views and reach are important is because it allows you to have more. If you're able to monetize more from a video, it means you can put more time into the next one, for example, and you could get help, for example, an editor, and take the videos to the next level. So that's where I do believe, you know, when you're in the content creation space, views are really important and reach are really important to be able to try to take your content to the next level. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to be able to try to do for you guys, is keep improving the content and hopefully grow the community more, so that we can do bigger things in the future, which I think is possible. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys, like I said before, I see your positive messages and all the support that you show. The two channels, I guess I can say now, is really means everything, because for me it's like the fire that I need in the belly to say keep going and keep improving, because of how it brings us together and the messages that it can get across, you know. So I'm very, very grateful, very, very grateful, you guys. And like I said, I'm gonna work hard, and you're giving me that fire, that motivation, you know what I mean? So I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week. I'm so hyped to be back on this free flow channel. Bro, my arm, I hate, you know, I really hate people that have those like selfie sticks that you hold up. But bro, look, I'm holding with my right arm and it's killing me every time I do this. Like my arm feels frozen dead right now. I gotta find a way, because when you hold up the camera, it just kills you. But anyways, I hope you all have, look, there's a class behind me. I don't know if you can see. Look, there's a bunch of kids over there, and it sounds so fun. What I love about this park too, and it seems like the school system for kids here seems amazing, because I often see school trips or classes that are coming here to do activities. Like apparently this class, it looks like, is going on some bicycle rides around the park I would have loved that as a I don't think they're teenagers. I think they're like 9, 10 or 11, around that age group. So anyways, I hope you all have a beautiful middle of your week, and I will see you guys tomorrow, because we're going to continue doing this free flow channel on a daily basis. Bro, my arm is killing me. We're going to continue doing this free flow channel on a daily basis, so long as you guys keep enjoying them. So all the best, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.